Welcome back, everyone. Grab your popcorn, because today's story is packed with shocking twists, emotional moments, and secrets that change everything. Let's jump right in. I have been watching General Hospital for more decades than I can honestly count, and sitting down with my cup of coffee to talk about these characters feels exactly like catching up with my own extended family. Looking at the current landscape of the show, my heart is just brimming with anticipation about the romantic possibilities on the horizon. There is a specific, undeniable kind of magic that happens when the writers finally decide to pair up unexpected characters. And right now, the air in Port Charles is thick with summer potential. I look at the canvas and see so many lonely souls who desperately need a genuine connection, and it makes me wonder if we are about to witness a true renaissance of classic soap opera romance. Do you ever get that fluttery feeling in your gut that a massive emotional shift is coming for our favorite residents? Let us start by unpacking the undeniable, crackling electricity between Ava Jerome and Ethan Lovett. I have always felt that Ava is a character who operates best when she is walking on a razor-thin edge of danger, and Ethan brings exactly that kind of unpredictable, chaotic energy into her orbit. There is a fascinating, deeply layered dynamic at play here, especially since Ava holds the explosive secret that he is the father of baby Phoebe. When I watch them interact, I can actually feel the heavy weight of that secret hanging in the room, threatening to drop and shatter their lives at any given second. My personal opinion is that Ava uses this knowledge not just as leverage, but as a twisted form of emotional foreplay, which is so perfectly on brand for her complex psychology. How long do you think she can keep this massive revelation under wraps before it completely detonates? Moving over to a completely different flavor of romance, my mind is spinning over the sudden, quiet rekindling of energy between Rick Lansing and Alexis Davis. I know Rick has been ostensibly pursuing Elizabeth Weber lately, but my gut tells me that is nothing more than a temporary distraction from where his heart truly wanders. Watching Rick and Alexis forced into close proximity to plan a party for Molly Lansing Davis has been an absolute masterclass in unresolved tension. There is a profound comfort in their shared history, a deep-seated familiarity that I find incredibly moving as an older viewer. I truly believe that when two people share a child and a lifetime of messy, beautiful mistakes, the magnetic pull between them never fully dissipates. Do you think planning this innocent family gathering is the perfect, nostalgic trap to push them back into each other's arms? I cannot help but feel a deep sense of empathy for Alexis right now as she navigates this confusing emotional territory with Rick. She has spent so many years building up her defenses, trying to be the strong, unshakable matriarch, but Rick has this uncanny ability to slip right past her armor. My prediction is that the stress and nostalgia of Molly's party will break down those final barriers, leading to a stolen, breathless kiss that neither of them expected, but both desperately needed. Meanwhile, the fans are practically screaming for Dante and Liz to get together, which makes Rick's pursuit of Elizabeth feel even more hollow and destined to fail. I honestly evaluate this entire situation as a beautifully necessary detour to get Rick and Alexis back on their rightful path. Would it not be beautifully poetic if the family they created together is the very thing that finally heals their fractured romantic past? Now, I need to talk about a storyline that has been pulling tightly at my heartstrings, the delicate, painful journey of Lucas Jones. My heart genuinely aches for Lucas every time he appears on screen, still carrying the heavy, suffocating grief of losing Marco Rios. Grief is such a complex, overwhelming emotion to portray, and I feel that the writers are handling his mourning period with a beautiful, tragic grace. Enter Detective Joe Fitzpatrick, who brings a completely different, grounded energy to Lucas's fragile world. I have been watching their chemistry tests very closely, and there is a tentative, fragile spark there that makes me incredibly hopeful for Lucas's future. Do you think a man who has lost so much can truly open his aching heart to a stoic detective without the fear of loss paralyzing him completely? I must admit, when Jonathan Bennett first stepped into the role of Joe, I had my reservations about his performance, feeling it lacked a certain subtlety that daytime drama requires. However, my opinion has shifted dramatically as I have watched him refine his acting, bringing a softer, more nuanced edge to the detective that pairs perfectly with Lucas's vulnerability. It is fascinating to evaluate how a new character can slowly earn the trust of both the audience and a beloved legacy character like Lucas. I predict that Joe's steady, protective nature will be exactly the anchor Lucas needs to pull himself out of the dark, lonely waters of his grief. It makes me wonder, though, if the ghost of Marco will continue to haunt their budding relationship, creating an emotional triangle where one person is only a memory. How beautiful would it be to see Lucas finally smile, a genuine, unburdened smile again in Joe's comforting presence. Speaking of protective natures, the evolving dynamic between Dante Falconeri and Elizabeth Weber is something I never knew I needed, but now I cannot stop thinking about it. Their connection, sparked by the rebellious behavior of little Rocco, feels so incredibly organic and grounded in the messy, exhausting reality of single parenthood. I feel a deep wave of sympathy for Dante as he struggles to navigate his son's acting out, and watching him lean on Elizabeth for support just warms my soul. Elizabeth possesses this boundless, nurturing empathy that perfectly balances Dante's rigid, law and order mindset. My personal opinion is that pairing a dedicated nurse with a devoted cop is a stroke of classic soap opera genius, honoring the working class heroes of Port Charles. Do you see the same comforting, steady, and undeniable potential in them that I do? Finally, I have to express my sheer, unadulterated delight over the prospect of Tracy Quartermaine and Martin Gray sharing the screen. As a longtime viewer, seeing Michael E. knight the undisputed king of daytime television from his days as Tad the Cad brings a massive wave of joyful nostalgia over me. It honestly baffles me that the show has utilized him so sparingly, because his comedic timing and inherent charm are absolute goldmines. Pairing him with the legendary, razor-sharp Tracy Quartermaine is an idea so brilliant I am shocked it has not fully exploded on our screens yet. I evaluate their dynamic as a spectacular clash of titans, where two incredibly ruthless, deeply guarded individuals meet their absolute match. Do you not just love watching two seasoned veterans chew the scenery and challenge each other at every single turn? There is something deeply satisfying about the classic hate-to-love trope, especially when executed by actors of this magnificent caliber. Tracy and Martin operate on this fascinating frequency of mutual disdain, but I firmly believe that this bitter rivalry is just a thick smokescreen hiding a profound, undeniable mutual admiration. They are both survivors who will stop at nothing to get what they want, and seeing them turn those manipulative tactics on each other is pure, unadulterated entertainment. I feel a genuine thrill anticipating Martin's return to Port Charles, because I know the fireworks between him and Tracy will light up the entire canvas. My prediction is that their shared game respects game mentality will inevitably lead to a passionate alliance that will shake the very foundations of the Quartermaine empire. Who else is ready to see these two magnificent schemers take on the world together? Looking at all these potential pairings, my heart is just full of hope for the future of our beloved show. Whether it is the dangerous secrets between Ava and Ethan, the comforting nostalgia of Rick and Alexis, the healing journey of Joe and Lucas, the grounded reality of Dante and Elizabeth, or the fiery banter of Tracy and Martin, there is a rich tapestry of human emotion waiting to be explored. I have spent countless hours of my life invested in these people, and seeing them on the precipice of new love makes every minute worthwhile. I truly believe that exploring these deep, mature, and complex relationships is exactly what the show needs to anchor its storytelling right now. I am sitting here, practically counting the days until summer truly heats up in Port Charles, wondering which of these couples will be the first to cross the line from friends to lovers. Which of these romantic journeys are you most eager to follow as the drama unfolds?